What prompted the research on adolescent development really was a number of funders and funding agencies who were interested in pushing forward a new narrative about adolescence as a period of opportunity. They got together to collaborate to essentially create a charge for our committee to move forward. They recognized that the changing neuroscience of adolescence has really shifted our understanding about adolescence as a period of opportunity, and felt it was important to invest in pulling together a set of experts who could bring together this information in a way that could be useful to policymakers, practitioners, and systems. So I think a lot of it was the changing information about adolescence and a set of funders who were invested in really communicating that information to the public. Disparities in resources and access to resources in families and neighborhoods can affect adolescents on a number of levels. So if you think about the context of a family who doesn't have access to adequate academic resources, that can bring stress into the family context. That stress can affect adolescents directly and indirectly, so through the stress that their parents or primary caregivers may feel. And we know that stress can, as we talk about in the report, stress can get under the skin. And so we can see that ultimately there are physiological effects of stress on adolescents' overall neurobiological development as well as physical development. So it can have challenging effects on individuals. It can also affect young people in terms of access to opportunities. So without access to adequate resources in neighborhoods, then we're curtailing opportunities for adolescents to thrive and to move forward thinking about trajectories of education or trajectories of employment. With limited resources, you then get almost a multi-systemic effect. So limitations or lack of resources in one domain can affect opportunities in other domains as well. So I think it not only affects individual adolescents in terms of their trajectories of physical and social and emotional development, it also affects opportunities that they may have for education, workforce development, and other life experiences. Better support for adolescents can contribute to economic opportunity for adolescents in a number of ways. One, since we know that adolescence is a time of sort of opportunities for creativity and innovation, if we can capitalize on creating the kinds of spaces that provide those opportunities, we can think about adolescents as making direct contributions to the labor market themselves. We can also think about if we are creating the kinds of educational systems that really meet adolescents' developmental needs, then we're investing in our future workforce. So I think understanding how to address systems, the policies and practices that sort of guide systems so that they are meeting the needs of adolescents and understand adolescence as a period of opportunity is an important investment that we can make. So if we invest in adolescents now, we're investing in them in terms of their future contributions to society, but they also then themselves are future parents of generations who have been sort of uplifted and have better opportunities than they may have had. Some of the recommendations we make in the report come from observations of reforms that are happening at local levels. So I think the recommendations we make for the education system include things like training educators to be more culturally responsive. We know that today's adolescents are much more diverse in terms of race, ethnicity, culture, country of origin than past generations. And so we really need to train educational leaders, so teachers as well as staff members, to meet the needs of the diverse population of adolescents in schools. And we see that happening at a lot of local school divisions. It's happening in teacher training programs as well. I think some school divisions are recognizing the developmental needs of adolescents so that we're moving from kind of traditional, more passive experiences in school where adolescents are spending a lot of time like sitting and listening to instruction, and really capitalizing on the fact that adolescents can contribute to the educational space themselves. And so there are growing examples of school reforms that allow adolescents to sort of build and cultivate their interests and their talents, and actually co-construct the school environment in ways that meet their developmental needs.